What's going on, guys? So now we're going to break down what the 5% have kept from you, and that is the cash flow quadrant, right? Cash flow quadrant. So let's break this entire thing down. The entire world, guys, is made up of these four quadrants. These are the four ways people make money in the world, right? One way is through being an employee. Another way is through being a small business owner or self-employed. And another way is through being a big business owner. And the last way is through being an investor. So let's break down each quadrant and why 95% of people are here and why the 5% are over here. So an employee, guys, let's break this down. Employees, okay, they trade in their time, which is the most valuable asset in the world, for money. You know, at the end of the day, me, you, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, we all have one thing in common: the same 24 hours in a day. Time is more valuable than money. So an employee actually exchanges the most valuable thing they have in the world for money, which isn't necessarily something that is a great thing to do. I always say being an employee is a good thing, but it is a terrible thing if you're only an employee because, guys, let's read the statistics. Employees pay the highest taxes in the world, okay? Employees, more than 75% of employees live paycheck to paycheck, okay? Let's break down some other statistics of being an employee. Guys, employees, on top of living paycheck to paycheck, also more than 60% of them have less than $1,500 in their bank account. More than 60% of them have less than $1,500 in their entire bank account. An employee, like I said, trades their time for money. And on top of being an entire employee, there's no 401k or pension plans anymore. It's non-existent. So being an employee actually makes up about 60% of the entire world, and it's honestly one of the worst ways to go out there and make money. You never hear about an employee becoming wealthy. And guys, I used to be an employee. You know, I used to actually work for money day in and day out every single day, and it was just a vehicle. Like I said, being an employee isn't a bad thing, it's a good thing. You know, in a world right now where about 20% of the world doesn't have a job, it's a great thing, but in order to be able to have a lot more generational wealth, you've got to be able to go over to the other side. Now let's break down the self-employed. Okay, the self-employed pays a medium tax, but they have tax benefits, which is pretty decent. Let me put this down. They have better tax benefits than an employee. Okay? The problem is small business owners, they don't trade their time for money, but this is the biggest problem, is they have no leverage. They still work for money. Let me give you an example on how that works. So if I'm still working for money, guys, let's say if I'm a small business owner, like I have a local coffee shop or 7-Eleven shop, and tomorrow I can't make it to the shop, my business is closed down. I'm still working for money. I have no leverage. More than 85% of small businesses don't have an employee that's outside of their entire family. They're mom and pop shops. Another problem with small businesses is it's high risk and a low payout. Most small businesses do not see a profit within after their first 12 months to almost a year, which is absolutely crazy. And now let me break down the next thing. More than 95% of small businesses fail after 4 years. It is absolutely astonishing. After 4 years, more than 95% of businesses fail. This makes up the 35%. And the craziest part about being a small business owner, guys, on top of more than just failing, is that even if you're a small business owner or you're self-employed like a doctor or a lawyer, check this out. A doctor and a lawyer, the only way they're able to make more money is to have more clients. You know, a lawyer, he has to, one month can make $30,000 a month from his clients, but then the following month, he can only make, let's say if he has no clients, he can make zero money. He has no leverage. A doctor, if he doesn't show up to work, he still doesn't get paid. It is a very big and massive problem. You know what wealthy people taught me? You need to use other people's money and other people's time. That's what the big business owner does. The big business owner, he doesn't trade time for money. He doesn't work for money here like the self-employed or small business owner. He has systems working for him. He has systems working for him. Let me give you an example of a system working for you guys. Okay, so a Fortune 500 company qualifies as a big business because they have 500 employees or more. That's what qualifies you as a small business. Now, let's say if the owner or CEO of Best Buy tomorrow took a break, the owner or CEO of Netflix took a break tomorrow, he wouldn't have to worry about the business continuing to run. He wouldn't have to worry about, not making money that day, because at the end of the day, he has a system working for him. He has, workers, he has a factory, he has an entire management that is made to continue to let the operation run regardless of whether he is there or not there. That is why the big business owner wins. Let me give you another idea of having a big business or having a system kind of work for you. Okay, let's say the vending machine business. Okay, a vending machine business, guys, is very simple. Let me showcase to you all how this works. The vending machine business is having a system work for you. Let's say the average vending machine costs about, $2,000 to have, right? $2,000. Now, it'll generate you, as a cost, it'll generate you about, let's say, $300 a month every single month. Absolutely incredible, right? $300 a month every single month. Now, okay, let's do the math real quick. This is having a system work for you. Regardless of whether you're there or not, you're still making those $300. So 2,000 divided by 300, you're going to make it in 6 months, you'll be able to make your money back. Now, check this out. Imagine if you had 10 vending machines. It's going to cost you about $20,000, but now you're making on average about $3,000 every single month, a full-time income. And that is you not trading in your time for money, not working for money, but having a system work for you. That is passive income streams. We're going to talk about this more in depth as we go through the module, but essentially, guys, this is passive income streams, okay? You either find a way to make this work for you or you will work for money to the day that you die. This is the beautiful part about passive income streams. Big businesses have passive income streams, but this is the problem. You need a $20,000 startup in order to be able to make that high of a passive income stream. Now, we have other ways that we're going to show you on how you can get involved for less than $20,000. But keep that in mind as we move forward into the last quadrant side, which is one of the most important side here, okay, in this entire module. The last thing I'm going to mention is taxes, actually. Last thing I'm going to mention is taxes. Taxes, you have all the benefits in the world when it comes to taxes. You actually have tax cuts, which are beautiful because your write-offs are incredible. Do you guys know that big businesses, guys, if every single person had a business or a small business, you would actually save on average about $7,000 every single year in terms of taxes. Okay, this is a well-known thing. If everybody had a 1099, you would actually, the US government would lose about $500 billion in taxes every single year, which is absolutely crazy. Okay? Now, let's talk about how to have money working for you. You see, investors, guys, these are the 1%. These are people that are able to take $1 into $2, $2 into $3, $5 into $10. Okay? They have money working for them. They don't have a system working for them. They don't work for money. They don't trade their time for money. They have money working for them. And guys, money is the best thing to have working for you because money doesn't need breaks. Money doesn't need to stop. Money never sleeps. It's one of the best things that you could do to compound your wealth. So what is the beautiful part about an investor? Is that they're able to leverage their money to make way more money. So you actually have tax benefits. On top of that, you have this one thing that I like to call, which is freedom. Freedom. Guys, investing is the $1 million key to creating generational wealth and to have long-term freedom. Most people don't understand that investing is what's made the billionaires, and millionaires. So let's break this down even more. On top of freedom, okay, you do have risk and reward. You have to play smart because obviously you have a lot of risk for a lot more reward. But you have to be smart with your plays. How can you become an investor? You know, I had a mentor who used to tell me, John, listen, if you don't have money working for you, you're going to work for money to the day that you die. Inevitably, the wealthiest people in the world invest. What are some great ways to invest your money? Into real estate. Real estate is a great way to invest your money. What are another great ways? Okay, cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency right now in the stock market is an incredible way to go out there and build up your portfolio. You know what I mean? There's some stocks 10, 20 years ago are at like 50 to even 70% less than what they are right now. The cryptocurrency market, guys, as a whole has increased dramatically, you know, in the last 10, 8, 9 years, even 10 years, guys. Just imagine it's a brand new stock market where it's going to go. Okay, real estate. Real estate help you hold assets, right? You could also invest into gold, commodities like gold, silver. Commodities are a great way. Or businesses. The real key secret here, guys, is why the 1% and 5% are always able to win above the 95%, the employee and the small business owner / self-employed, is because they have money working for them and they have systems working for them. If you do not find a way to have a system work for you, money work for you, you will be on this side of the quadrant and you will work for money until the day that you die, until the day that you drop dead. This is why the statistics are so scary for the average person. Okay, do you guys know that Forbes released an article back in 2019 that stated that 89% of millennials will work for money until the day that they drop dead? Crazy. That means you're going to work for money until the point that you cannot physically work anymore. There's no such thing as a 401k or pension fund for millennials anymore. So the craziest part about all this entire thing that I'm kind of breaking down for you guys is understanding how can I go from the employee side into the big business owner side? How can I, if I'm in the small business side, get into the big business or investor side? How can I, if I'm in one of these, get on this side? Because this is the winning side. This is where you will be able to go out there and actually win long term. Because your efforts aren't just made on your own, they're made with a group of people or with a group effort. Right? So this breaks down the cash flow quadrant. What we're going to do in the next module is we're going to break down more of how you can be a big business owner and how you can become an investor. But this essentially breaks down how the world works and why the wealthy stay wealthy, and it's because they stay on this side and they never go into this side. My biggest tip and advice for you right now is, now that you are aware of this, how can you dive into these different types of industries in order for you to have a long-term massive success? I'll see you guys in the next module, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.